Well, Dave, you have a very busy day today. You got Shohei throwing a bullpen, Roki will be back here, and then Blake Snell's going to be out there. So you'll be in a lot of places at once. So starting with Roki, what are you kind of hoping to see with him as he is going to be facing just another team, facing hitters, and hopefully just kind of like continuing to settle in?
You know, I think he is settling in. I think it'll be good to see him face some hitters. I think there's going to be a little ramp up in intensity, and the plan is for him to go through 2 innings. And I'm not trying to get too much out of this. Just getting him built up and seeing if he can execute pitches and then go from there.
What will be really, I guess, the telling factor for you that he could truly be that viable option to start in Game 2 in Tokyo?
I think the one part of it is the build-up and just continuing to get him from 2 to ultimately 5 innings. We all believe that the skill set, the pitch mix plays. Obviously, he's got to go out there and compete. But I think the main thing is just getting him built up and then go from there.
Dave, you have Tommy playing second again today. Do you see that being the position that he plays the majority of the year, at least to start?
I don't know yet. I think that we have a couple guys in James and Andy playing center field. We got Ha-Sung out there a little bit in center field. Tommy obviously can play some center field. And so just kind of keeping him, active on the dirt at second base. We know he can play short. And to kind of see where Ha-Sung goes and develops as the spring goes on. But yeah, he's still in the mix. But I do believe that getting him out there and I'm talking about Ha-Sung Kim in center field, but also playing some second base, there's not a lot of downside to that.
What have you seen with Ha-Sung just in center field? I know that he primarily was more left field, but how have you seen him kind of handle that transition?
We just think with the foot speed, it makes a lot more sense to have him in center field. He's a baseball player, and the work out in the outfield. Just the other day, we got a little snapshot of him in center field. The actions look good. I think he'll be fine out there, and just kind of getting him some more reps as well just makes him more viable on a major league roster.
Do you know names of hitters Roki is facing?
What's that?
Do you know names of hitters?
I don't. It's the White Sox guys, but I'm not sure who they're sending over.
Do you see a path where Kim needs to open the season in the minor leagues to more so offensively to make the adjustment?
I would say if there's one part of it, the question mark, I would say, it is the bat. I think that's something that, the competition is different over there than here. Just the adjusting, and obviously he's going through some swing changes that he believes will help him also make this kind of transition easier and sustainable. He bet on himself to come here and to compete, and so right now he's in a competition to earn a job with us. So I would say that that's still all in play. And we don't need to make a decision right now, obviously, but I would say that if there's one thing that would kind of, that we're still is in question is the bat, and I think that's a fair, thought on our part.
What's your early look at it?
Early look at it, I think that there's significant adjustments with his mechanics that I think that will play with velocity, play with late movement, the cut fastball, the changeup versus right. So he's just got to have more game repetitions, but the buy-in has been outstanding, and certainly there's a lot of aptitude with Ha-Sung. Really smart guy, open guy, really energetic. So there's a lot of things to like.
You said early in camp, Snell's a next level thinker. When you have conversations with him, what is it that he says or sees in the game that kind of sticks out or is different than maybe a normal talk this type?
I think that he is very sure of himself, which is what comes with experience in his stuff, his pitch mix. He talks a lot about watching hitters and how they react to pitches. I think that I don't hear a lot from pitchers now these days about hitters' kind of emotions or demeanor or how they swing at a certain pitch, which leads to potential sequencing, right? And so those are conversations that we have, and he is really trying to get the lay of the land of the Dodger culture and trying to figure out how he fits into the organization, how he can make people around him better. And so for me as a manager, that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, how much have you noticed just like him kind of going out of his way, talking to different guys, offering advice or observations or whatnot? Like, have you kind of seen that on a daily basis from him?
Daily basis. And he's got a lot more bandwidth than... He's in the top tier of players, certainly star players that have the bandwidth to kind of focus on their own job, but also have the openness and the lens to try to make other people better. He's curious. He's really made a point to try to get to know me, the coaching staff, his teammates, which is really unique, surprised to say.
For someone who's won 2 Stanleys, like, is there a little bit of like still trying to prove like, hey, he's somebody who can be at that level consistently every year? I think, like, you know, the knock on him has been he can be really high some years and then have some years that aren't as productive. Like, do you get that sense from him?
I do. But I think that all stars have that. It doesn't matter if you're Mookie or you're Clayton or you're Blake Snell. They all have that. Am I still going to be great? Because they have a higher standard, and that's something that I didn't understand as a player. So they all have that. Yeah.
Snell has kind of a reputation of sometimes a second half pitcher or even a slow starter. Do you have an idea of kind of what he's doing right? Like when he's feeling good, how to get that started earlier? Or it doesn't matter as long as he's at his best.
I think last year, I think we'd all agree that was an outlier for him as far as no spring training. So I wouldn't even really count that. I haven't, to be honest with you, dug into kind of past year performance, but I do know that he is kind of notable for being a finisher versus, you know, starting and petering out. I know he's in a great spot physically, mentally, and once we start the season, I'm expecting him to get outs. And if he continues to get stronger and build up velocity, great. But, we're counting him to get outs through October.
I think Grove said he kind of got a late start to his throwing program after the shoulder injury last year. Is he one of those guys that's a little behind schedule right now, or how do you look at where he might be by opening day?
Michael is certainly behind schedule. He's working through some things. I don't see any world where he's ready for opening day. He's got to build up, and not to say that, so he's behind. He's behind. All right, thanks, guys. Yep, you got it.
今シーズンのドジャースはまさに夢と希望に満ちたチームと言えるでしょう。新たなシーズンを迎えるにあたり、選手たちの闘志がどれほど燃え上がっているか、皆さんも感じているのではないでしょうか。特に怪我から復帰する選手たちが見せる決意と努力には胸が熱くなりますね。ボビーの復活への道、勇気と誇りを胸に、ボビーが再びマウンドに立つ準備を進めていると聞いたとき、驚きと感動が入り込んじる気持ちになりました。あの怪我の瞬間は、本当に息を飲むような恐ろしい出来事でした。しかし、彼の強い意志と仲間の支えが、再び彼を前へと突き動かしているのです。彼が今後どのようなピッチングを見せてくれるのか、期待が高まりますね。ドジャースファンの皆さん、彼の背中を押し続けていきましょう。新戦力も絶好調。グラスノーとスネルに注目。そして、この春季キャンプで最も注目を集めているのが、タイラー、グラスノーとブレイク、スネルのピッチングです。新しい環境での挑戦に対して、彼らは自分自身と向き合い、最高のパフォーマンスを発揮しようとしています。グラスノーは投球フォームの改良に取り組み、より効率的な投球ができるようになりました。スネルはドジャースの新たな一員として自分のスタイルを確立しようとしています。彼らの活躍がチームの勝利にどう結びつくのか目が離せません。大谷翔平の進化、ファンの期待を背負って、そして何といっても大谷翔平の存在がチームの勢いを加速させています。彼のバッティング、走塁、フィールドでの動きには 誰もが目を奪われることでしょう。彼が本格的に試合に出場する日が近づいており、すでにドジャースのユニフォームを着てプレーする姿が待ちきれません。シーズンが始まれば、彼の一振りが試合の流れを変え、ファンを熱狂させる瞬間が訪れることでしょう。フレディ・フリーマンの頼もしさ。また、フレディ・フリーマンが復帰を目指して着々と準備を進めています。彼のプレーがチームにもたらす影響は計り知れません。守備でも攻撃でも存在感を放つ彼が、今シーズンどのような活躍を見せてくれるのか、楽しみで仕方がありませんね。チーム全体の結束力が鍵。ドジャースは、個々の能力だけでなく、チーム全体の団結力が勝利の鍵となるチームです。クリス・テイラーをはじめとする選手たちは、ポジションに関係なく、チームのために全力を尽くす姿勢を見せています。これこそが、ドジャースが強い理由の一つです。ファンの皆さんと共に戦う。このチームには、勝利に対する強い意志と、何よりも、応援してくれるファンの皆さんの力が欠かせません。ドジャースはただの野球チームではありません。これは、ファンと選手が一体となって戦う、家族のような存在なのです。さあ、これからの試合で、どんなドラマが待っているのか、考えるだけでワクワクしませんか？皆さんの熱い応援が、選手たちの背中を押し、最高のパフォーマンスを引き出します。ドジャースファンの皆さん、準備はいいですか？シーズンが本格化する前に、私たちと一緒にワクワク感を分かち合いましょう。この動画が少しでも面白いと思ったら、いいね、ボタンを押して、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。これからもドジャースの最新情報や興奮の瞬間を、皆さんと一緒に追いかけていきます。次の試合で何が起こるのか、今から楽しみですね。